Well, hello, welcome back for the third time. Today I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened here. I was disconnected from YouTube for some reason. I don't know what happened there. Um, let's see. Let's hope this all works out. There's the chat. Let's tweet out that we are live again.
Oh, yes, Wolf.
All right. So now YouTube is telling me that my stream health is excellent. Okay. I guess I'll not have a face cam right now because I'm guessing that makes a lot of takes up a lot of upload. Um, let's see. All right. What happened? Let's see here. Yeah, the last wicket to fall was Alice Capsey, England 4 for 123. Since then, Danny Wyatt has also fallen victim to, well, basically Ash Gardner, who this time did not take the catch but bowled. Wyatt got a thick top edge and off Sutherland and was out for 8. England in trouble on 154 for 5. Yes. After 32 overs, the current run rate being 4.81, the required run rate now over 7. This is looking more and more like Australia's game to lose from here on out. England need 129 runs from 18 overs, which is a tough ask, I have to say. And well, basically, England's last hope, last realistic hope. Let's say England's last realistic hope is actually Nat Silver-Brunt in this situation, who is 48 of 51. Out with her in the middle is Amy Jones, and Megan Schutt continues for Australia her 5th over. With the run rate, the required rate being 7. For the last 5 overs, England have gone along on 3.8. Well, then, here we go. Amy Jones to face Megan Schutt. And, well, she's just, she's readjusting her protective equipment there. Refastening the gloves, the wristbands on the gloves. Now the thigh pads get a good rub. And here's Megan Schutt. First ball after drinks, Amy Jones gets out the old scoop, the ramp shot, sorry, and rams Schutt into the leg side, somewhere in the region of deep fine leg. She finds a boundary. That's 4 runs. And the next ball, it's a gentle ball, outside off, heaves it to long on for another 4. The next one she doesn't get away quite as emphatically. There's only a couple for England, if I have seen that correctly. Yes, just a couple. Jones now on 15. And the next one is a half tracker, and Jones hacks it to long on. They take a single. Silverbrunt on 48, back on strike. The 50 is inside, and she clips that one away into the leg side. They take another single. Jones on 16 on strike, Silverbrunt on 49 at the non-strikers end now. England trying to pick up the pace here. And another single turns that away. It ends up at deep mid-wicket. Jones hogging strike now. End of the 33rd over. England women 167 for 5. Amy Jones on 17 of 16 balls. Silverbrunt on 49 of 52 balls. All right. Georgia Wareham to continue for Australia, starting her 6th over. She is 1 for 16 from 5, and the first one is a slower ball on middle and leg, and she clips it to mid-wicket. They take a quick single, bringing Ned Silverbrunt on 49 onto strike. Ned Silverbrunt sweeps this down to long fine leg, where it is gathered by the boundary rider, the sweeper. They take 2, which brings up Silverbrunt's 51. It is her 21st 50 in 96 ODI matches. She also has 500s. The next one is a dot as she plays it down into the ground and the bowler fields off her own bowling. No run there. The next one is tossed up a bit and she gets it away to deep cover. They take another single. And Jones joins in on the fun again, towards cover for a run. Last ball of the over. She's trying to get it away towards long off, but Wareham fields off her own bowling. No run there. That means that after 34 overs, England are 172 for 5, needing another 111 runs from 16 overs. The current run rate is 5.05. The required run rate has come down, I think. It's right now it's 6.93. It was, yes, a few overs ago it was above 7. Megan Schutt is to continue for Australia. And Schutt to Amy Jones. It's kind of a length ball, and she plays it down to long on for a single. Another very full ball outside off, and Silverbrand plays that down to long on as well. Another single. Third ball of the over, on a length, outside off. Trying to flick it away, but it only goes towards long on again. She's looking for a single, but is called back. My stream is stuttering again. Lovely. Ooh. Okay. There were 2 additional singles of the 4th and 5th ball of the over. And on the 6th ball, Silverbrand brutally pulls Schutt, and there is a fielding error, you would say. There's a misfield. It's Georgie Wareham, who is at deep square leg. She misfields, and it goes away for another 4 runs. At the end of 35 overs, England are 181 for 5. This over going for 9 runs. England need 102 runs from 15 overs. Still a steep ask, I would say. Still a very steep ask. And after that misfield, Wareham is back into the attack, where she bowls to Jones, who can only find extra cover. It was driven, but straight to the fielder. There is no run. There's another push to deep cover, and Jones gets 1 run. There's a wide one. It's a full-length ball down leg. Silverbrandt gets down, tries to sweep it. They get 2 wides. And then there's another wide. This one is punched to extra cover. They run to making it 3 wides. So we have now the third legal delivery of this over coming up. Tossed up, and Jones can't beat extra cover. There is no run. Wham to Jones. Again a push, soft hands. But there's still a dot. This time Jones cuts, and they take a quick run. Last ball of the over, it's Wareham to net Silverbrandt, and Brandt retains the strike with a single. England, after 36 overs, are 189 for 5, 8 runs in this over. England still need 94 from 14 overs, which is still a bit of an ask, if you ask me. Talia McGrath with her 6th over of the innings. And McGrath has been fairly economical so far in this innings. Her economy rate is 4.23. She has conceded 24 runs. She hasn't taken any wickets though, but Australia will be pretty happy with her drying up the runs at this stage of the match. Even though England are nominally still ahead of where Australia were at the same time in the innings. Of the first 4 balls of the over, McGrath can keep them down to 4 runs, which for Australia is fine, as the required rate has again climbed to 6.75. And England are about 1.5 runs behind that required rate overall, but during the last 5 overs they have gone at around 8.2. All in all, McGrath keeps it to 4 of her 6th over. At the end of 36, England are 189 for 5. 8 runs of the 36th. The current run rate is 5.25. The required run rate... no. Absolutely not. 194 for 5. 5 runs conceded by McGrath. The current run rate is 5.24. The required run rate is 6.84. And from the other end, Georgia Wareham is getting her 8th. And the first ball is clipped fine by Amy Jones. They take 2 runs. Yes, 2 runs. Meaning this is also the 50 for this partnership. And now Amy Jones absolutely slogs it into the onside, over the heads of the inner ring fielders, gets it away to the boundary for 4. The next one is played to mid-on. She finds the fielder straight away. There is no run. And the next one, she pulls that high into the air. The fielder can't get to it. She was really looking to go over mid-on, and who is that? Mid-on doesn't take an over-the-shoulders catch. That I don't know why she was trying to catch that over her shoulders, as she had quite a lot of time, and wasn't really running very fast. England take 2. And the next one, no, just played out to mid-wicket. No run taken. The last one, a quick single, and England are 203 for 5. Just a second. There's someone outside of my window, and it's really, really rather hot in here. So I thought on a Sunday I could open the window. I think it's a bit loud. Just a second. Sorry, everyone. There was a really loud autocorso, as we say in Germany, in running around my block, and I had to close all the windows because they're really, really loud, honking all the time. It's one of those Russian autocorsos demonstrating for Russia and bullshit. Anyway, England at the end of the 38 over were 201 for 5, and we missed a rather eventful over. as Ash Gardner bowls the 39th, and there are 4 runs and 2 wickets in that. The first one to fall is Amy Jones, who's caught by Schutt and bowled by Gardner for 37. She's trying to reverse. Top edges it, ball spooning to short third man. This is probably the end for England right here, as Sophia Eccleston comes out at 8 for England and is out 3 balls later. LBW to Gardner. England and the 39th over on 205 for 7. Needing a further 78 from 11 overs, which is looking more and more unlikely, as England are currently over 2 runs behind the required run rate per over. Wareham to continue the Australian attack with her 9th over. She concedes a single first ball of the over. It would be nice of the broadcaster to show which ball we're on, which ball of the over we're on. Instead, we're now getting the equation that England need 76 from 62 balls, with Siva Brunt on 63 and Glenn on 2. Okay, the next one is to net Siva Brunt, and it is a double to Siva Brunt as she flicks to the left of deep mid wicket. It's probably most important now that Siva Brunt retains the strike. And she does. A single to net Siva Brunt. End of the 40th over. England are 210 for 7. Net Siva Brunt on 66 of 70 balls and Sarah Glenn on 2 of 4 balls. Gardner to bowl her 8th. And she starts with a wide down leg. Siva Brunt tries to hack at that, or to sweep it, steer it down to to fine leg. Can't get any bet on that one. The next one is illegal delivery, and she sweeps it to get herself a single. Glenn pushes the next one to mid on. Oh no, it's a long on. I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. It's really rather a long on, and Glenn pushes it exactly there. Next one is flat and worked to wide long on, or long on, yeah, somewhere around there. So Glenn on strike on 3, and she gets an edge, an inside edge, back into the ground, and there is no run. The next one she drives at, it's outside off. She drives at it, gets it through the covers, but there is a chase by the Australian fielder, and they can save the boundary, keeping England to 3. Last ball of the over. Gardner to net Silver Brunt. Flicked for a single to deep square leg. England, after 41, are 218 for 7. The 41st over went for 8 runs. The current run rate being 5.31, the required run rate being 7.22. England need 60 more from 54 balls. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it feels a lot like England being way behind here. But if you're looking at the progress of innings graphic or the worm graphic, they are currently ahead of where Australia were at the same stage during their innings. Mind you, Australia accelerated quite magnificently. And Wareham to continue, and she is swept first ball by Silver Brunt for another boundary. England 222 for 7. And another sweep. The umpire has the square leg umpire has to get out of the way, but it is fielded on the boundary. There is only a single. Then there is a dot from Glenn. And another one. And a third one. And Healy behind the stumps. This seems to be, taunting Glenn a bit. And the last ball of the over is another single. Don't know if it's if that is really the right thing to do with the lower order batter hogging the strike here. At the end of the 42nd over, England are 224 for 7. 6 runs off the over. The current run rate is 5.33. The required rate, though, is 7.37. England need 59 from 48. And McGrath is to continue. Glenn on strike to McGrath. There is no slip, and she cuts it to cover. The next one is driven into a gap at cover, but there is only one run as the boundary rider fields. The next one is played by Silverbrunt into the onside, where it is fielded, restricting England to a single. Deep mid wicket coming up there and restricting England to a single. McGrath to Glenn, and Glenn punches it to cover. There is another single. England keeping the scoreboard ticking at this stage in the innings, which is very important. Take singles of everything that's halfway decent, then put away the bad balls. Absolutely the way to go for England here. They are, amazingly enough, still ahead of where Australia were at this stage in their innings. But the problem is they're not that far ahead of Australia. But that is a magnificent sweep from Silverbrunt. Full ball, swept along the ground, behind square, and there's another 4. Silverbrunt on 79 now. Alana King is taken for another single by Silverbrunt. McGrath is taken for another single. And at the end of the over, England are 232 for 7. 8 runs off the over. King is to continue now. She's in consultation with Captain Alyssa Healy. And the first ball of the over is worked into the leg side, fielded at long on, and There is only a single. Sarah Glenn is back on strike. She is 9 of 14. And she wants to set off for a run after pushing it kinda in the direction of cover. Then thinks better of it and goes back into her crease. The next one is driven to cover. There is no run. There's a cut to cover. There's no run again. Now there's an outside edge off Glenn, by Glenn off King for one run, bringing Ned Silver back onto strike, who then works King to the left of square leg for a couple. At the end of the over, England are 236 for 7. The over brought only 4 runs for England. The current run rate being 5.36 and the required run rate being 7.83. McGrath to return for her 8th over. After 44 overs, Australia were 229 for 5, while England are 236 for 7. Yeah, and the problem that England now face is the fact that the last Australian over was, I don't know, what was it? 26 runs. England were taken to the tune of 26 runs of the last Australian over. Still a hill to climb for England. And McGrath begins with a wide on a length but down leg. She then follows it up with 2 singles, bringing Sarah Glenn back onto strike. And this goes through everything for 2 long stop, basically. A ball just outside off, and she's pretty lucky to lay bet onto that. The next one is a pull for a single to deep square leg. I would want to say the camera angles are sometimes not the best here. Next ball is a dot to silver brunt. And a single into the leg side by silver brunt to retain the strike. End of the over, England 245 for 7 after 45 overs. England need 38 from 30. They took 9 of this over. And Alana King returns into the attack, and this is her final over of the innings. She's been bowled out. Starts off with a single behind square on the leg side. Glenn now on a strike for England. Glenn always looks terrified at the crease. And what a beauty by King. Nothing on it. Glenn misses it, fortunately, because it would have been out, caught behind by Alyssa Healy. And there's a dot. And on the next one, Glenn, it looks like Glenn wants to take the single, but is sent back. Same thing happens on the fourth ball of the over. On the fifth, Glenn gets King away into the leg side. They take a single, Silver Brunt back on strike. And on the final ball of the over, Silverbrunt pulls King into the leg side. They take a single and Silverbrunt retains the strike. Shielding, let's say lower order batter, Sarah Glenn from whatever Australia are going to throw at her. And that's probably for the best, as Australia give Ash Gardner a 9th over. Well then, first ball of the over to Silverbrunt, and she hits it to deep mid-wicket. And England take 2. Silverbrunt on to 89, Glenn on 17. The next one is wide down the leg side from Gardner. Silverbrandt tries to kind of shovel that away on the leg side, misses it. Healy kind of stops it. One wide. The next one is very full, and Silverbrandt somehow gets it to square, taking her to 90. Gardner then to Glenn again. And there is no run as she plays that down into the ground. It bounces very high and is fielded by cover. The next one, Gardner tries to sweep, misses it completely, falls down. Healy doesn't get a stumping as she keeps her heel inside the crease. Did not look in any kind of control there. Sarah Glenn. On the next one, it's chopped away to cover point, and well, that's basically stealing runs now from Australia. And the final ball of Ash Gardner's over is a Yorker. Whipped into the leg side. One run. Silverbrandt retains the strike after 47. England are 254 for 7. 6 runs of that over. Current run rate is 5.4. The required rate now is 9.66. England need 29 from 18. And amazingly, at this point, they are still ahead of where Australia were. And now Jess Jonasson is back. There is a single to point for Silverbrandt. Followed by a dot to Glenn as she plays it onto her own pad. The third one is a drive to cover, getting England a single. The fourth ball of the over is swept by Silver Brunt from outside off and gets it to the onside boundary. 4 runs for net Silver Brunt. And 2 balls. And the first one is a single to long on for Silver Brunt. And on the final ball of the over, Sarah Glenn hogs the strike again. All in all, 8 runs came off this 48 overs. England are 262 for 7. The required run rate has risen to 10.5 now. England need 21 runs from 2 overs. Excuse me. And in the 49th over, Ash Gardner will bowl out. And she begins with a leg bye to Glenn. They steal a single. The next ball is looped up into the leg side. Deep mid wicket. Wareham again gets to the pitch as Nat Silverbrunt plays it aerially, and Wareham spills it. She was trying to take that catch while sliding across the field. Couldn't hold on to it. She's dropped. Silver dropped. And England take 2, which brings her to 99. Next ball is played by, it's a Yorker, and it's played by Silverbrunt to a long on. 100 runs for Nat Silverbrunt. Glenn now on strike. And it's a drive too long off, and they take a single. And another single of a low full toss that is slog swept flat to mid wicket. It's taken on the bounce. There is 1 run. Glenn on strike for the last ball of the over, and it's a dot. England end the 49th on 268 for 7. 6 runs from this over, meaning England now need 15 from the final over. They need Georgia Wareham level mayhem to keep their hopes for the Ashes alive. Jonathan to bowl the final over. England need 15 from 6. Silverbrunt on 101. Sarah Glenn on 21 from 34. Silverbrunt facing first ball. As she plays it into the leg side, they take a single. Now, can Sarah Glenn either slog Jess Jonathan away, or can she rotate the strike back to Nat Silver-Brunt? And the next ball is a full toss that Sarah Glenn plays away into the offside for a single, bringing Nat Silver-Brunt back onto strike. And she slog sweeps Jess Jonathan for 4 runs. It lands in the leg side behind square and runs away to the boundary. No chance for the Australian fielders to intercept that, to cut that off. 4 runs for Nat Silver-Brunt. Next ball is another slog sweep, and Silver-Brunt courts for 2. This is tight. This is tight. She barely makes it. She barely makes it. But somehow, Nat Silver-Brunt takes 2 and retains the strike, which brings the equation down to 7 of 2. A 6 and a single, or 2 boundaries. We're seeing now the replay on the big screen for the run out. And now Nat Silver has played it into the onside. That's great fielding. And on the boundary, keeping it to 2. England need a 6 of the final ball to win it. A 4 to force a super over. Is there another twist in this match? If England forces super over, their Ashes hopes stay alive for maybe at least another 20 minutes. Silver-Brunt slog sweeps, but not hard enough. Not hard enough. It goes on the bounce. It is fielded. Australia retain the women's Ashes. Australia win the second ODI by 3 runs. What an amazing match. And I said it was going to be a very exciting, or potentially very exciting, run chase. And England were basically in it until the very end. The margin of victory, 3 runs. I mean, it was unlikely when the target of the last over was 15, but it wasn't impossible. So that means Australia lead the Ashes 8 points to 6. With only 1 match to play, England can at best draw the series, which means that Australia have retained the Ashes in any case. I think, yes, of course, congratulations to Centurion Nat Silver-Brunt. It is a century, but of course it's always bitter to score a century in a losing cause. Silver-Brunt was, for me today, the best English batsman, as she actually made her century at a strike rate of over 100. Performance of the match for me would probably that final over from Georgia Wareham. Those 26 runs Australia belted in their 50th over. If Wareham hadn't done that, England would have won here. I would say. Yeah, I know it's a what if, but those 26 runs off the last over gave Australia something to actually bowl at. So that innings from Wareham was probably my performance of the match. Well, let's go through the scorecard of the England innings. The target was 283 runs from 50 overs, and we have Sophia Dunkley bowled Wareham 13, Tammy Beaumont bowled King 60, Heather Knight, the captain, LBW bowled King 12, Nat Silver-Brunt not out 111, Alice Capsey caught Gardner bowled King 2, Danny Wyatt caught Sutherland bowled Gardner 8, Amy Jones called Should bowled Gardner 37, Sophie Eccleston LBW bowled Gardner 1, Sarah Glenn not out 22. There were 13 extras, 6 of which were leg byes, 7 were wides, bringing the total to 279.47 in 50 overs at a run rate of 5.58. The bowling card for Australia: Ashley Gardner 10 runs, no maidens, 54 runs, 3 wickets, economy 5.4. No. Megan Should 6 overs, 0 maidens, 41 runs, 0 wickets, economy of 6.83. Alana King 10 overs, no maidens, 44 runs, 3 wickets, economy of 4.4. Annabelle Sutherland 1 over, no maidens, 2 runs, no wickets, economy 2.0. Talia McGrath 8 overs, no maidens, 42 runs, no wickets, economy 5.25. Georgia Wareham 10 overs, no maidens, 47 runs, 1 wicket, economy 4.70. Jess Jonathan, 5 overs, no maidens, 43 runs, 0 wickets, an economy of 8.6. As I said, Australia win by 3 runs and retain the women's Ashes. Thank you for everyone who is still watching this stream. I apologize profusely for the technical difficulties that happened today. I don't know why. I didn't change anything on my streaming software, and somehow first there wasn't any sound, and I had to restart that stream, and then it seemed to work pretty well until YouTube decided to have a bit of a hiccup. I'm very, very sorry for all of that, and I hope those of you who listen to this, or maybe will listen to this in a replay, and like it. Thank you very, very much for your patience and your attention. And well, yes, if you want, I will hopefully, without any technical hiccups or problems, do the final and not really deciding anymore ODI on Tuesday, starting at 1 p.m. British Standard Time, 2 p.m. my time, Central European Standard Time. Yes, thank you very, very much. My name has been Leah. But go look up Gorilla Cricket, look up their website, as you can see on the screen, the web address. Follow them on social media. This one is their Twitter account. Follow me on Twitter at LinuxLeah. Follow at Sports Jessica, who was on earlier today from Australia, who will join us again on Tuesday. So really looking forward to that. Thank you to the listeners. Matley, who has been here for the day. I know that he wrote into the chat. Thank you everyone very, very much, and let's hope that Tuesday goes a bit better. Bye.